I'm holding here has the potential to help save 10 million lives.
Unicorn Hunters.
Esta hora hablamos de Unicorn Hunters.
Unicorn Hunters is looking for that next billion-dollar idea from entrepreneurs.
We're searching for that billion-dollar business, a unicorn.
RUV Technologies has developed Krypton disinfection lighting.
Forte is a tech company that enables gyms to create a digital experience.
The CVAC system is an air vacuum chamber.
Mechanical trees solve climate change.
Our technology now has the ability to predict health outcomes and save lives.
What concerns me, your lack of ambition. 70 million in 3 years, that's not much.
I love supporting small business, but is this a big enough market?
To what degree it's a personal cost for you, and to what degree it's business? Why aren't you already a unicorn?
Your gross revenue was $126,000. How are you going to increase that for 2021?
Do you see yourself on the acquisition path in the near term, or do you prefer to take this company to IPO?
That out-of-pocket cost is not a reality.
This is the time of our lives.
Order! Order!
This show has a very good chance of changing the world. We got to get down to business.
You'd actually make rather a good prime minister.
I think we're looking at the next Elon Musk.
Everyone is going to benefit.
I must show you one more thing.
There's more?
This sounds like a labor-intensive business model.
Why are you doing this? So what's your why?
How many women work at Fast Minds, and how are you including them?
I like a lot of things about it.
But before you get too cocky,
I don't know if people are going to invest.
This didn't go as expected.
The best presentation I've yet to see at Unicorn Hunters, by far.
thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
I'm in.
I'm definitely in.
And I'm going to invest.
Let's go, Nick. Let's go, Nick.
Can I call my mom? Excited right now?
I think what excited would probably be pushing it and sharing my personal story is a little uncomfortable.
No turning back now.
No turning back now.
Watch your step here. Go again. I'll bring you right back around here, and then we'll do another walkout. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
There is simply no stopping digital health innovator Mette Dierberg. With a master's in economics, she worked as a senior trade officer for the Danish Foreign Ministry before selling her first business at the age of just 23. Following years of misdiagnosis and chronic pain, Mette took matters into her own hands and created a self-advocacy health system recently valued at $25 million. Now on the path to becoming a new unicorn, Mette proves what doesn't kill us can make us stronger.
As an entrepreneur, we'll do anything for our babies. And in a way, this is one of those things. Hi, my name is Mette Dierberg. I'm the founder and CEO of MyMee. See those photos up there? That was me 20 years ago. Yes, me. In my early 20s, I got extremely ill. I went from working as a model to being unable to walk to a casting. I got diagnosed with 6 autoimmune conditions by the age of 30. I saw numerous doctors. I was heavily medicated, but nothing helped. So I took matters into my own hands and I hacked my own health. It's called MyMee. It's all about taking yourself back. MyMee. Autoimmunity is when your immune system gets confused and attacks itself. In our parents' generation, it impacted 1 in 400. In ours, it's 1 in 5. Millions are spending years suffering because medication fails 3 out of 4. Today, autoimmune diseases is the leading cause of death for women aged 15 to 49. But MyMee is here to combat these diseases and help the sick reclaim their health. MyMee is a clinically validated program that helps reduce autoimmune disease symptoms in more than 90% of the members. Our approach consists of 3 key elements. A mobile app that has a snap to track feature. So all you have to do is take a quick photo of what you eat and drink. So you tap and that's it. We take the body signaling and we turn that noise into understanding by pinpointing the causality between what you do and how it manifests in your symptoms. Our approach is led by certified health coaches that are able to transform these machine learnings into a personalized plan. Your coach will help you avoid triggers and make these small, doable changes over time. I'm healthier in my 40s than I was in my 20s and 30s. What took me 16 months, we can now do for others in 16 weeks. I was able to change my life, and now we're changing lives of others around the world.
I would get bruises everywhere and just not feel good and have to go to the hospital.
I have problems with pain, I have problems with walking.
Feeling like I had the flu coming on all the time.
I developed numbness in the right side of my body that was so severe that when it came time to get out of bed in the morning, I could not even move.
All that changed when I started MyMee.
Within 4 weeks of starting the MyMee program, all of the pain and all of the numbness was gone. I was able to get my health back, and she saved my life.
I can now go fishing with my husband. It's been just a fantastic discovery, and I am so thankful for MyMee and the program.
MyMee is a New York-based company with 44 employees. We're rapidly scaling. To date, we've raised $8.7 million, some of which was my own money. No debt. We're raising an additional $20 million at a $60 million valuation to broaden our reach and scale our operations in order to help people who are struggling. MyMee is not just something that would have helped my autoimmunity. MyMee is the reason why I'm standing here healthy today.
So this really intrigues me, but I do have a few questions for you. What is your competition and how do you plan to get your share of the market?
There's a lot of virtual health solutions out there, but there's very few targeted to autoimmunity. We are a new frontier of digital health, where we take diseases where there's no known causality, and we apply technology to unravel what's going on. So for us, having the empirical data from the patients allow for us to offer a completely different product than somebody coming in from the side. We're all just a piece of the puzzle, but in order to see the full picture, you need all the different pieces of that puzzle.
Meta, what sort of patents do you have, and what's your creative process?
The first patents that was filed in MyMee was actually filed all the way back in 2013. So let's say you have a small implant in a tooth that allows you to see if you're eating something warm or hot, or if you're drinking alcohol. That's a part of an infrared patenting that we did early on. In terms of our creative process, it really is an interplay of the empirical data that we get. We have already seen a lot of different data points come to light that have never been seen by medical literature. So some of the things that we're working on now is actually building technology that allows for us to utilize those insights.
And how does that work with your IP? Because you mentioned patent in 2013, just for infrared. But do you have any patents now or any other type of proprietary technology that's related to what MyMee does now?
So a lot of the technology that we have today is what goes on the backside. So if we have a patent on an alias, so we track in our system everything in medical language, but we have an alias that translates it into your language. And so it allows for us to gather data in a way where it becomes more meaningful.
You mentioned that your program is clinically validated. What do you mean by that?
That is randomized control trials, where you have one body that's going through the intervention and another control group. Because we're all unicorns. Every person with an autoimmune disease has a different immunological response, and that's why it's so important to build out the technology. Data is king when it comes to what we are doing.
What I'm lacking is a little bit more of scientific data backing the results. What are you doing on that regard? Do you work with advisors from the medical and scientific side that can help you validate what you are getting?
So we do have advisors. What we need to do to make the validation happen is the studies that we already have ongoing.
When do you think you can have this validation?
The reality is that it takes time, so we're not going to be having finished data for another 18 to 24 months.
Your gross revenue in 2020 was $126,000. How are you going to increase that for 2021?
We just started commercializing this summer, and we have revenue this year of $780,000. It might not be much, but it's because it's taken us a long time. We wanted to make sure that we didn't go to market until we had that clinically validated program that you guys are referring to. It was extremely imperative that this was not only gonna work, but the efficacy was high enough that nobody could poke at it.
Well, as you know, we have a global audience, and I would like to welcome one of our global investors to ask you a question.
Hi, my name is Hirsch Chopra. I'm a financial coach who helps young professionals become debt-free. How can your app work in tandem with doctors and healthcare providers to help treat their patients?
So we've actually already done that. Our initial beta testing was really around helping people in their practices. Today, we have a referral program. So rheumatoid doctors, dermatologists, gastroenterologists that are seeing patients that they can't help through traditional means, they're able to refer them over to us.
Thank you, appreciate your answer.
So I worked in the insurance industry, led a $29 billion investment portfolio for insurers. They want evidence-based products and services, and they want something that they can scale for their members. At $500 per month, I think you're pricing yourself out of that insurance market.
In the insurance model, we are actually saving the insurers more than $20,000 on average per participant. So for them, the price point is at 10% of what they're saving.
There are a lot of people out there that are not feeling well, and perhaps they don't have an autoimmune disease. Are they suitable to be your customers as well?
We're actually seeing more and more people coming through the program that don't have a diagnosis yet. People come into the program as a preventative in the sense that you might not have a diagnosis, but you certainly feel the effects.
You might be doing a disservice to only focus on marketing this as only an autoimmunity therapy.
In the future, MyMee could be a way to optimize health for everyone. I think most of us know things that we're doing that we probably shouldn't be doing. But it's not until we understand the impact of that. If people know what that causality is, then you can make up your own mind.
Let's talk about my favorite subject, marketing.
Yeah.
A great idea is a great idea.
Yeah.
It's all about how you sell it and getting people to know about your business. I mean, we know so well these celebrities that have these autoimmune diseases, Justin Bieber, just recently Christina Applegate, Selma Blair, Jamie Lynn Sigler. Have you budgeted out how you can pay an influencer to unleash this on the world?
We actually have call schedules in the coming weeks with agents of some of the people that are struggling with autoimmunity. From our perspective, the reason that we're going after a large chunk of cash is because we would really like to simultaneously market it and spend money on the backside.
On the lines of what Lance was talking about, first of all, a good name for a company, which you have, can lead to big things.
Thank you.
But how about your logo?
So we are actually changing our entire brand profile in the coming months.
By the way, I'm going to use MyMee just because I like the alliteration. MyMee.
I think we found your tagline, Eenie, MyMee, Mo. It just works. And you got a great...
And Lance now works in our marketing department.
Yeah, I'm really good at this stuff.
He's going to bring the celebrities.
I do love a celebrity endorsement, and I think we have a video of someone that everyone is going to recognize globally.
Ooh.
Let's take a look.
Thanks, Meta. Amazing pitch, and you've certainly been through a lot. My question is, how is MyMee much better than other food sensitivity tests that might take a shorter time to get results.
We all want the quick fix pill. The reality is the clients that we see, they have done all of these tests, and these tests have failed them. When you talk to medical practitioners today around the food sensitivity testing, they all look at you like you're crazy. They're like, we don't do that anymore. In order to figure out what's going on, it has to be your body's own feedback loop.
Thank you, Meta. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors.
For the average person who can afford maybe $5 a month and is suffering from an autoimmune disorder, how do you serve them?
At the moment, we are going through payers, but of course, Medicaid and Medicare would be the way to get to the patient who can only afford $5 a month.
And your business model will adapt for that to lower the price?
We are in a position where, from a beginning point of view, we have to cover our base cost, and that does not allow for a $5 program.
I happen to have grown up in the poorest zip code and county in the entire United States. So that out-of-pocket cost is not a reality to the folks I grew up with.
I feel you, Mo. You know, as an entrepreneur, when you are launching a company, there are a lot of costs that you can bring down once you scale.
There's talk about the price, and I guess you can bring the price down to almost nothing if you make it computerized. And the personal health coach, is that very important?
Of course, we are going to be automating as much of that process as you possibly can through AI and other ways.
What I'm getting at is we all have to understand that when humans are involved, there's going to be high cost. And if that's important, that explains it.
I think at the end of the day, the people look at MyMee like we are an app. You could go to the App Store and get something for $4.99. But in MyMee, everything is covered.
So let me ask you a difficult question. To what degree it is a personal and social cause for you? And to what degree it's just business?
I hear you. I think it's very clear that when you're in a position where you raise money to build a business as a CEO, that's the first and foremost. But the biggest thing that you guys are after me for is for a high price. And then we're talking about whether I'm too passionate to actually generate revenue. So it's an oxymoron, right?
Okay, don't get us wrong. We are all impressed with your story, but this show is for investors, and we are essentially acting as their agents. We need to look critically at all aspects and ask questions.
I want to be clear. There's no such thing as too much passion. Let me thank you for giving us that powerful presentation, Meta. We're going to now take a little time to deliberate amongst ourselves. We'll see you back in a few minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Meta.
Thank you.
I'm feeling like I'm being slaughtered. There was an enormous focus on price. We will find a way to make this accessible and affordable as we go along. But right now, this is the price point where we have access to the market. If you want to deliver actual healthcare for $5 a month, but you also want it clinically validated and FDA approved, every study we do costs millions of dollars. I'm like, what the? I don't know if people are going to invest. It's really hard to tell at this point.
Okay, let's get down to business.
A lot of reasons for negatives. It's a very different approach. It's hard to judge those things and put a value on them.
I have too many friends with autoimmune diseases, and I hope this works. I mean, this is just incredible. The thing that concerns me is the market out there. How many apps are being created right now? What is this competition? And that, to me, is the hardest hurdle for me to jump.
Yeah, I'm still trying to reconcile kind of the medical community with something like this, which some people might think is not really kind of medical treatment.
But also on top of that, it's the accountability that I'm worried about. I mean,
that's going to be a game changer.
having the life coaches.
Well, what are insurance companies going to do about that when their members can choose to avoid certain foods that may or may not be allergens? Then their health outcomes are part of their personal decisions or their environment.
Yeah, but if she in fact has the data that she says she has, which is that she is demonstrating that the payer, the insurance companies, are saving on the average multiple thousands of dollars in the differential. That is powerful to me.
But will my insurance company come after me because I ate chocolate and I wasn't supposed to?
No,
Right?
but
I mean, I think those are the questions people will start to have. Like, what happens with this data?
But listen, for 20 years, I was told that I had gastrointestinal issues because I was working at the White House, that I was working 18 hours a day, and the stress from the White House was giving me gastrointestinal issues.
Which is plausible.
No, and the whole time it was a gluten allergy. If I had had MyMee, I might have been able to find this out without I was on 5 pills.
Yeah, and I think that, preventive medicine can have an enormous impact on the reducing of the cost of insurance, because it's proven all around the world that if you have better health habits and a better lifestyle, you get less sick.
Well, that's why insurance companies are covering the Calm app for meditation, for example. And then there are headache apps that they're covering now because they're figuring out how to invest in this type of preventive care through digital means.
I must admit, I was initially very skeptical about the whole certification thing, about FDA approval and them being essentially an unlicensed health provider. But the more I listened to her, I realized, no, it's just a knowledge base.
Sometimes apps have started up that became very huge that I didn't think would. So it's very hard to tell. And I had a lot of reasons for negatives, but in the end, this could be so wonderful and so good, and I like it.
Okay, great discussion. Let's go ahead and bring Meta back.
Millions of people are watching the show from around the world and are considering investing in your company. You have 60 seconds to tell us why they should do it.
So I came out here to tell my story, but it's the story of millions. Many are sitting at home feeling this is a long and lonely road, but I just want to say it's not in your head. When you have loved ones that are struggling from autoimmunity, know that there is a way for them to find a way back to themselves. We want in MyMee to find a way to affordably make it accessible to everyone to get the treatment that's right for them. MyMee is best positioned to do that. We have the team, the platform, the technology to put that in place. And so with my last seconds here, my plea is really more around, it took a long time to get to the right solution. Now we need that solution to come to the market. And to Lance's point earlier, now we need to market the hell out of this. Now people need to actually understand that we're here and that there's something that can be done about the problems that they're facing.
Lovely.
Thank you. I like to be involved in things that are a little different than what everyone else is doing. But in the end, some of the data, like for the insurance companies, that's important, and we don't necessarily see it yet, but you never do when these unicorns are just starting at this stage.
I mean, this is very personal to me, and I'm sure everyone on this panel. The only thing negative I can see about this is the price point. That really scares me, because I like to invest in companies that I can go out there and promote, and it would be odd for me to go to my community and say, hey, can you pay $500 a month, when I know that that's what some of my fans pay for rent every month.
Meta, I'm trying to reconcile a few things in my head with MyMee. So first of all, the outputs are only going to be as good as the inputs. So I do kind of wonder how diligent and accountable a user is going to be with being able to detail everything along the way. And the other is, you are onto something. I completely believe in that. I just wish there was a bigger message here that talked about wellness overall, beyond just the way you're talking about it. And I think there's a real growth opportunity for that.
I'm with Rosie. I think there is a gigantic opportunity in tackling something that is extremely important for many people, including myself. I would love to see a little bit more of information on how you're putting the pieces together to get data from biomarkers and genetic data. This is pretty much my only concern. I know you're going to bring the price down. I know you're going to convince companies and make it affordable for everyone. So on that end, I'm totally confident that this is going to be a go.
Meta, I sit here and I'm doing a balancing act in my heart and in my mind. The conflicts and concerns, I'm happy to say, are far outweighed by the optimism that I see in what you're doing. I love that you took your adversity and converted it into the betterment of humanity.
Thank you.
Meta, I must say, I'm very impressed. After 35 years of being an entrepreneur and running my businesses, I know that nobody can guarantee success. I'm looking for factors which I've seen here. A confident and competent founder on a mission which resonates with her personally, on a cause which may affect positively millions of people. So for me, many boxes check out, and I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
I really would like to see MyMee get to a point where there is culturally competent delivery, affordability, and accessibility for those who need it most.
You and me both.
So it is decision time. Waz, get us started.
When it comes to yourself, you feel it. And I think, boy, I might have relatives. I might not even know that they have autoimmune diseases. And something like this could help them be worth so much. So I'm in.
Amazing. Thank you.
Is it $1 billion business? Only time will tell, but I really respect what you're doing. And in honor of my bestie, Jamie Lynn Sigler, I am definitely in. I believe in you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Well, this group knows I'm a very conservative investor. I told you my concerns, and I'm not going to invest in you because you're a woman. I'm going to invest in you because I believe in what you're doing.
Well, thank you. The best.
Matt, I love that you are bringing together community, data, and technology to improve the life of missions. I believe this ecosystem approach has the potential to be a decacorn, not only a unicorn. And I believe in you, and I'm going to invest.
Thank you.
When I arrived here today, being honest with you, I was a no. I'm now a yes.
Thank you.
Today, when we met and started to talk about your project, many of us have been very skeptical. You've successfully overcame most of our concerns, and I'm definitely in.
Thank you, Alex.
You have validated so many globally experiencing autoimmune disorders. So thank you for giving them a voice and potentially a solution. It's very rare that I invest. But I'll invest in you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
You cannot do much better than 7 out of 7. Congratulations.
What do we call that, a super unicorn?
Give me a fist bump, because gay guys hug and kiss. No? So there you go. Consider that a hug and a kiss.
I came in terrified, but I ended up getting 7 out of 7. So, woohoo. Look out, world. MyMee is coming to you.